The Chargers had their final practice yesterday before their first preseason game tomorrow against the Seahawks. Bro, one more day until we finally see some actual football game action, but there's a lot to talk about, and some young guys that have been playing pretty well recently in training camp. We're going to talk about that. They're both UDFAs, spoiler alert. But I want to start out this video with finishing the conversation that we had from yesterday, talking about the quarterbacks, Luis Perez, and Justin Herbert, Easton Stick, all of that, because Justin Herbert's injured. We're all hoping that he's going to be back by week 1, but the Chargers, they signed Luis Perez, and I was going through the possibilities of why they may have made that decision and gone out and signed him. Jim Harbaugh made it very clear yesterday in his interview the exact reason that he went out and got some more QB help.
I thought Easton really wasn't having any competition. Enough competition at that position where he was at. The only way to make somebody better is to get competition in there. So yeah, message to Max and Casey. We gotta step up the game.
Okay, so he wasn't really impressed with Easton Stick, who is, basically the secured backup quarterback. Like, that's his job. So he went out and he got more competition with Luis Perez. I'm not used to coaches just like straight up calling guys out like that. But, Easton Stick, he just wasn't playing up to the level that Jim Harbaugh wanted. The other guys, Max Duggan and Casey Bauman, they were not challenging him enough to, even get to that level of where Easton Stick was at. So Jim Harbaugh took the initiative and added more competition for that backup quarterback spot. And I love that he did that because, honestly, we haven't really had a good backup quarterback since, Billy Volek, who was the backup for Phillip Rivers over a decade ago. Charlie Whitehurst was a pretty good backup as well. But, Jim Harbaugh, he wants competition at every single position on this roster. So he went out and found someone to create that competition. And Jim Harbaugh could have easily just said, okay, it's not that important because Justin Herbert is going to be ready by week 1. Hopefully, that's the goal. And if he's not playing in the regular season, we don't really have a chance anyway. So it doesn't matter so much who the backup quarterback is. But he's proving through the moves that he is making, like with this Luis Perez addition, that he wants to win every single game. He wants the maximum amount of competition at every single position, at every level of this roster. And he is always wanting to win every single football game. And it felt like last year, even though it was later on in the season when Justin Herbert was, not playing because of injury, felt like the team just knew that they weren't going to win because they didn't have a good backup quarterback. And now Jim Harbaugh, he's not going to have any sort of excuse. He's going to say, okay, Justin Herbert, if he is not playing in the regular season at any point in time, I went out and I created competition for this backup quarterback spot because I want to be prepared in case that happens, and I want to be able to go out and win that game and have confidence in the guys that I'm sending out there. Now, also, I want to play this clip really quickly for you guys because this stood out to me, so take a listen. That is Steve Clinkscale, the DB coach. He's one of those guys that came with Jim Harbaugh from Michigan, and he's coaching those guys up, man. I love it. Chargers, they're going to be a physical team. They're going to be tenacious, man. And we saw that against the Rams in the joint practice, and they're coaching these guys to be that way, even in these individual drills that you just kind of think, okay, we're just kind of going through the motions and things like that. But they want that tenacity. They want the physicality at all times. I love the mindset, and I hope that we see the difference that it makes with the team tomorrow against the Seahawks, bro. I'm so excited. But you know what? We are definitely going to see tomorrow against the Seahawks. We're going to see the rookies play. We're going to see the UDFAs play. And somebody that I want everybody to keep an eye on, number 57. Tre'Mon Morris Brash. He is the undrafted free agent from UCF, edge player. Let me show you guys a couple clips of him and show you why I'm excited about this guy. Now, these first two clips are from Chargers Country on Twitter. You guys should know him by now. He's been legendary with getting these clips this year and last year. But Tre'Mon Morris Brash, keep an eye on him right here, the edge rusher. You're going to see this is like the first team defense. We got Denzel Perriman, Deion Henley out there. You can see AJ Finley in the back end. Tito Ogbonya, but then boom, you see right there, that's a would-be sack if, you know, they were in pads and this was real game action. But let me just take this back for you and show you why he succeeded on this rush. You know, first of all, okay, let's go with why he succeeded. Okay, you can see him on the edge. He's going to stack Zach Heins, the tight end, and then he's going to see what's going on back here because there's a bit of action going on back there, and I'll tell you later on what's going on. But Tre'Mon Morris Brash then dedicates to the outside, swipes that arm, gets that dip, and then you can see with that dip, he just bends around the edge and boom, right there. That's a sack on Max Duggan. This guy's pointing out, he say, hey, that's a sack right there. But let me go back and show you why he stacked up the tight end in the first place, because there's some motion going on in this backfield. You can see as soon as this ball snaps, we got Jordan McFadden, our right guard right here. He's going to be pulling to this left side. And then you can also see it's a fake handoff. There's the running back right there. Keep your eye right above me. You can see the running back, boom, right there in that screen. And then he's just going over to this left side. Should have helped out the tight end, but Tre'Mon Morris Brash does a nice job of stacking and then going towards the outside because he sees the running back coming. Jordan McFadden also is on the inside there in that B gap. That's why Tre'Mon went towards the outside, because he's missing both of those dudes, and then just bend the edge and get that sack on Max Duggan. Really nice play by Tre'Mon Morris Brash, showing off the football IQ and the ability to bend the edge. Now this next one from Chargers Country on Twitter, again, you can see this is Tre'Mon Morris Brash on the really wide 9, just dips again and gets that sack. That time, I think that was on Max Duggan that time, or Easton Stick. It is Easton Stick because of the gold jersey, of course. But you can see really, really wide rushing position right here for Tre'Mon Morris Brash. Nice get off, and this is against Alex Leatherwood, the left tackle. I think he's like the second team left tackle. He's been getting reps there in training camp recently. But as soon as you make contact, look at that leverage that he has, and then immediately dips, gets that shoulder down, bends the edge, and gets perfectly, boom, right there, sack. That play is over. That's a sack, and then this ball ends up going to, over the middle of the field to the tight end. But you can see this is two really good plays of Tre'Mon Morris Brash showing that same kind of move, that dip and that bend around the edge against two different guys. It was a tight end at first, so you can say, okay, you know, it's a tight end, but then this time it's against a left tackle, Alex Leatherwood, who you say what you want about him, but let me show you this clip. So yeah, that last one, it was against an undrafted free agent tight end, and then Alex Leatherwood, who hasn't been a very good tackle or guard in the NFL. This one's against Trey Pipkins, right tackle slash guard, whatever. Tre'Mon Morris Brash right here. This is OTAs. You can see he's doing that little stutter step, faking to the outside. We've seen that dip move that he has, and that's what Trey Pipkins is expecting. And he's just gonna whoop, spin move, boom. That's a sack against a first team offensive lineman. And that is when Justin Herbert was out there and healthy. So we threw that pass to Quentin Johnston. But this is definitely a sack. Look at this in real speed, because you'll see, boom, that spin move kind of looking like Melvin Ingram. I'm not saying he's Melvin Ingram, but just kind of had a little bit of shades because he's got that same kind of body type. And then boom, that little spin move just worked really well. And you can see on this play right here, this is Tre'Mon Morris Brash at the bottom of the screen getting pressure on Max Duggan, forcing the tip pass, forcing the turnover. That's Akeem Dent, another undrafted free agent. He's from Florida State University. He's a safety. This is another guy to keep an eye on because he had an interception, also had a pass breakup. I'm pretty sure it was in the red zone on this day, but Tre'Mon Morris Brash and Akeem Dent are both playing really well. And let's see who this pass was batted by. It looks like Scott Matlock right there. But you see Tre'Mon Morris Brash, that might have even been a sack. I don't know if he's, I don't know. I think that might have been a sack, maybe more than a pressure right there. But again, Tre'Mon Morris Brash, Akeem Dent, two guys to keep an eye on, but specifically Tre'Mon Morris Brash. Listen to what Jesse Minter had to say about him.
One guy I'm really excited about is Tre'Mon. He's rushed really well in practice. He plays with a ton of energy. So he's a guy I'm really excited to see if that translates to the preseason game, and I have a lot of confidence that it will.
So make sure to keep your eye out on Tre'Mon Morris Brash. He is a UDFA that has been playing really well in OTAs and training camp. Also, if you did not see my video yesterday, then you can click right here.